Yes, children, now please see page number 10 in that language and region. In 1318, the poet Amir Khusro noted that there was a different languages in all different region of this land, about India and Indian subcontinent. I am talking about. This lesson we will talk more about Indian subcontinent. That time there are no extent and boundaries, so we can say that we have to understand about the continent. So he was talking that Sindh, Lahori, and Kashmiri and Devaduri in South Canada, and you can find Telangana, Gujarat in Gujarati, Malwan in, and you will find Awadhi in Uttar Pradesh, whereas Hindavi in the Delhi. So as per Amir Khusro, he used to say that Amir Khusro went on and explaining the contrast of the languages, right? He compared the language with the Sanskrit language with other languages. By that he can understand that you can understand that Sanskrit is that language. It's not belong to any region. It is actually, it used to say that Sanskrit is the mother of all languages. Sanskrit is belong to all these languages, and he said that the Sanskrit is very old language, and it is an especially people not knowing this language, only the Brahmins used to do this, used to use this language. So he feel that the Sanskrit is such a language. By that it is a very important language. It is the mother of language as per Amir Khusro. And then he talks some, here are the in-text question, you can read and solve it out, you can easily solve it out, my dear children. Okay. Then we'll talk further things whatever in the textbook. And okay, now we will come to the next point of the lesson, that is by 700 AD there are the many kingdoms have a distinctive geographical dimension, their languages and their culture and characteristics. Let me explain you this point. See, in this lesson I am telling you that we are going to study from 700 to 750, that is 1000-year history. And I told you this lesson is a bit complicated as compared to other lessons because this lesson is giving you the reflection of whole history what you are going to study this year. Then when I am talking about 700 AD, there are so many new kings has come. Here they have come. They have a distant geographical dimension. Now let me tell you this. Last time I told you the Cholas, the Mughals, the Khaljis, they all this dynasties, main kingdom have come, and they captured into the geographical dimension means they have some small dimension. So in that means in that area they not rule like this. Suppose if here is a kingdom and they rule small, but they conquer small area and they cover whole area like this. So that means where the 700 AD the kingdoms have a distinctive geographical dimension. This is area is mine, that means this area is mine, this area is mine, like this they control. And as their area is there, their languages and their culture, everything is as different. That means they belong to that area and that culture, right? Then which dynasties have come? Mostly you can occasionally dynasties like Cholas, Khaljis, Tughlaqs and Mughals. I told you that we are going to study all this thing in chapter 2 Cholas, chapter 3 Khaljis and Tughlaqs and Mughals, and 4. And they built, what happened as they become a region. Pan regional means, now what is pan region means, when you are complete, you are conquering this area, this whole area, it come into the pan region. That means you are covering whole area, you are conquering small those people were ruling nearby you and you capture all this. This is nothing the pan regional. So the dynasties, the Cholas, the Khaljis, Tughlaq, they become so powerful. And when you see the Cholas, they also conquer Pallavas, and after they also conquer the Cheras. By that they become a strong rulers in South India. We are going to study in second chapter. Then these are the pan regionals. And what happened with this pan regional? These are the nothing but they play a very important role, and they find their own everything, their culture and their languages, they find their own. Then what happened? See, when you see the history, one king will come, another king will be coming. That means one king will fall down, then another king will be coming. It is already happened. One king will not rule for thousand years. And this only the changes in 1,000 years. So many kings come. With the kings, their culture come, their languages come, their characteristics come, everything they come in that way. Right? Even Khaljis and Tughlaq come, they insist about the Islam only. When the Mughal come, they want whole country should belong to Islam. So when they come with their culture, their thoughts, their ideas. Right? With the decline of Mughal, after this everyone is declining. The day will come and one person, one kingdom will be declined. That is definitely right. With the decline of Mughal emperor, there was emerge of regional state. What happened when the Mughal over? Actually, this pan rulers are become so strong, and there are so many other regional states emerged at that time. Then what happened? We are going to study this in the further chapters about this pan regional rulers. Then there are some other big and small ruler come up. What happened? But the year of imperial pan rulers are uttered and characteristic the religion. Now I will explain you this one. With the decline of Mughal emperor, there was a re-emerge of regional state. Now what happened? Some state where they were under the rule of other people. This Mughal were declined. अभी मुगल खत्म हो गए. अभी क्या होने वाला है अपना? तो जो पहले के जो राजा थे, जो लोग रीजनल स्टेट पे, वो पावरफुल और बन गए. मतलब उनके वो वापस रीएमर्ज हो गए वो लोग. फिर क्या हुआ उसके बाद बट द इयर्स ऑफ इंपेरियल मीन्स रिच, बहुत पैसा होने के बाद द पैन रीजनल रूलर्स हैव अलर्टेड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ द, और पैन रूलर्स भी क्या करें, और वो थोड़े मजबूत हो गए क्योंकि अभी डिक्लाइन हो गया मुगल्स का. अब कैसे उन्होंने कैसे, क्योंकि पहले तो पैन रूलर्स, ये सब रूलर्स है ना, ये जो छोटे छोटे रूलर है सब इनको फॉलो करते थे. जो भी रूल में रहता था उनको फॉलो करते थे. लेकिन अडॉप्ट द गवर्नेंस, द मैनेजमेंट एंड द इकोनॉमी, एलिट्स, कल्चर एंड लैंग्वेजेस. और जो मुगल्स बोलते थे उनका ही सुनते थे, उनको ही, उनका भी गवर्नमेंट का जो भी उनका पॉलिसी थी वही फॉलो करते थे, उनकी इकोनॉमी फॉलो करते थे, सब उनका करते थे क्योंकि उनके रूल में थे. लेकिन बाद में धीरे धीरे वो पैन रूलर्स भी, दूसरे रूलर्स भी स्ट्रांग हो गए. Right, through the 1000 of year between 700 to 750, the characteristics of different region did not grow in isolation. वो कोई अपना अपना कुछ बनाए नहीं. ये जो इन्होंने बोला मुगल्स ने, उन्होंने उनको ही फॉलो किया. The characteristic of different region did not grow isolation, and this regions felt impact of large pan regional forces and integrated with a quite longer distinctive. और ये क्या करने लगे, अपना खुद का उनका कुछ वो इतना आइसोलेशन में ही थे, नॉट इन दैट वे. सो उनका ही सुनने लगे थे पैन रीजन का, मुगल्स और चोलास और तुगलक. ये आप सारा डिटेल आपको अभी समझ में थोड़ा बहुत नहीं आता है, नो डाउट. बट व्हेन यू गो फॉर दिस लेसन मुगल्स एंड तुगलक. नाउ नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, दैट इज ओल्ड एंड न्यू रिलीजन. नाउ we will understand this old and new religion. Just now I will just tell you that this lesson is a reflection of what you are going to study in 7th standard. We already studied about a new terminology, new kings, new emperor, new administration, their way of administration. Everything goes on change as per the time. Whatever we are going to we are studying from 700 to 750. What are the changes happen in this period we are seeing in this. So how the religion also emerged. Now how we started believing on any religion. First of all, religion is nothing but the people believe in a divine. That we believe in the divine means God. Though the people are living, but last thing our life is God. We believe on that. That is our personal belief. That we personally believe on that. Then when we personally believe, we started following the God, but we used to practice in collective way. Right? Suppose I am believing in the temple of Hanuman, or somebody is believing temple of Jainism or any Buddha. So that means they are following, personally they are divining that God is Buddha for him. But when he is practicing, he come into collectivity. He go in temple, he pray with all the people. That means when we are practicing it become into collective way, right? Then this is about the personal. Then belief are connected with social and economical organization. Now what I want to explain you this. Belief are connected. Now I will give you an example. Suppose a tribe. If I am telling about tribes, you find So his belief and connectivity will be that up to the forest only. But when you are in our life, your belief and your connectivity of everything, your economy and social thinking will be more than your area. You will be naturally, you are taking the things from out of India also, taking the things from Mumbai also, any other places also, but you think in the wide way. But if you compare a tribe, any tribe, he will not think in that way. America, Russia, he will not think. He will think in that way only. So our beliefs are also connected with social and economical organization. Further, we are, that means we started believing on the our social, how our life. We also started believing on that thing also.